This is my third time filming this video, and this time I feel like I got it. I feel like I've got it this time. I feel like everything I have to say, I have it in mind. I have it ready to go. The last two times were scrambled. The first time was really scrambled thoughts. This second time was just like, it was a little more focused, but I didn't say as much. And now I'm just gonna try to say everything. As you know by now, xxxtentacion has passed away, and that shit fucking hurts. Personally, it feels like it just really hurts. I want to get to how I feel personally later, so stick around for that. But right now I'm just gonna talk about X. I feel he was a fucking great man. You could say what you want. Oh, he abused his ex-girlfriend, he did all this shit, he got into fights, that's all in the past. Not to say, because then again, he also wasn't convicted guilty, but I'm not here to talk about his case. We can argue about that all day, but that's a whole other thing. We're talking about a man who has had an impact on music, on people's lives. He's gone. We've lost him. But all this shit that he's done, all this negativity around his name, he has channeled that into positive energy. And this year, specifically this year, he had changed his ways into putting more positive energy out there and changing many people's lives for the better. You have the Helping Hand Challenge and he even was gonna today, fuck. He had the Helping Hand Challenge, and today he even mentioned how he was gonna make a charity event this weekend for Florida, or in Florida I should say. And you can even see the change in him as a person. Whenever he's thrown into negativity, he's always been positive about it. The shit with Trippie Redd and 6ix9ine, when his name was thrown in there, he just stepped out of it. He said, hey, you know what, I don't care what you say about me, I still have love for you. You know, it's all good. The shit with Spotify, when his music got taken down, when his music was brought back up, he said, you know, people expect me to react negatively, but I see no need for that. You see his growth as a person. He's changed. And to see this happen to a man, who has shown such potential in becoming a great human being, it fucking hurts. Many artists have come out. This is just 2 hours after he was pronounced dead, but we already have J. Cole saying how much he was inspired by X. We already have Kanye West, one of the most influential, inspirational people in hip-hop. I don't care if you agree with what he's done or what he said as of recent, you can't lie that he is one of the most influential people in hip-hop, just in general. To see him come out and say that X was an inspiration to him, a 20-year-old man was an inspiration to him, who just came around in the music game, that says something. When Lil Peep died, it shook me up a little bit, like, oh shit, people can die. Like, these young people, they are just as capable of dying as anyone. But it never really hit me, you know, because I never listened to Lil Peep music. As much as it shook me up a little bit, like, whoa, he's dead, that's weird. It never affected me in the grand scheme of things because I never listened to his music. But now it's X, someone who has helped me, as sad as I've been, as all this shit that's happened to me, that just sounds like I'm playing a victim or whatever the fuck, saying, oh, all the shit that's happened to me. No, personally, I feel like I'm not in the best state as of right now, and haven't been for a while now, and X has helped me with that. X, his music, to see him go, I don't know. I wanted to cry so many times, but I can't. And it's just like I've gotten close, but in the end, I'm too shook up by this to feel anything. You know, you feel numb. It's kind of like when I've had family members pass away in the past. It's like that, where you're so shaken up, you don't know what to do. I discovered X when Revenge came out. The single came out, which was like May last year. And of course, by those means, I'm a relatively new fan. However, the impact that he's had on my life, that doesn't fucking change. It doesn't matter if you started listening to X 2 months ago. It doesn't matter if you started listening to him 3 years ago. The fact stands that X has changed many people's lives for the better. He has helped people get through tough times, and to see this happen to him, it just hurts. Personally, when shit was going wrong, I would listen to his music. He was the first person that, when I listened to his music, I realized why people who are depressed, they can turn to music and feel something, feel a connection. Because back then, my mindset was, how can sad music help you? If you're sad, wouldn't that just make you more sad? It's like, no, that's not the case. So much shit has happened to me, and I don't mean to say this as like, oh, I want to play the victim. I want to be like, oh, feel bad for me. Bad shit has happened. Personally, I feel like life is testing me, you know? Like, Life is saying, hey, we're gonna push you to see how far you can go. Everything that's happened to me, just from all this shit happening to me, it's like, wow, I feel really bad. I feel alone. I felt for the past few weeks, I felt alone. And you know, I even posted, I'm like, music is the only thing that makes me happy. And that's true. Of course, there are a few people who lie in there, but I don't want to get into specifics of like, oh, this person, no, this person, this person. Of course, there are people who care about me. But overall, music, I felt a connection to just music in general. I bought a fucking vinyl record player the other day. The first record that I bought was X's album. And to see, especially right after me saying, music is the only thing that makes me happy, to see Life say, we're going to test that. And then to have one of my favorite artists pass away, that just hurts even more, you know? There was this video that had been going around about X saying, if I die, I just want to be happy. I just want to know that my music has touched people. If it touched at least 5 million kids, then I know I did my job. So as much as I feel personally, this is kind of a personal video as much as also talking about X. But then again, whenever I make a YouTube video about some deep shit, it's always because it's a coping mechanism, you know? Even if now it can hurt me more since I've gained a following. As you can see with one of my last videos, I had to take it down. Because as much as I thought it could help me cope, that shit made everything even worse. But that's besides the point. I'm not here to make you guys feel bad about me. I feel like I have to say that all the time now, just cause, you know, people feel like I'm looking to play victim. That's not the case. If you ever feel like, oh, he's just being super depressed, it's like I'm not doing that for attention or whatever the fuck the case may be. But you know, all this shit happening, and then for one of the few things that makes me happy, for one of the few people that makes me happy, that makes music I enjoy, for him to be gone, that just hurts. I love X, man. I love him. People even joke around like, oh, you're in love with X, you know, you might as well date him. But the thing is, it's like, man, at the end of the day, we lost a legend. He might not have been a legend now, but had his life not been taken, X would have been a legend. You can't deny that. In the next 10 years, he would have been one of the leaders of hip-hop. As much as people hate him, it's undeniable. He was gonna be a leader of hip-hop. He was gonna change the game. To see a young soul too, a young inspirational soul. He was only 20 years old. To see him go, but yeah, hopefully I didn't get too personal in this. But yeah, I think personally, because I feel like at least one person is wondering, you know, how I'm gonna take this. Personally, I'm just gonna take his death and I'm gonna grow from it as a person, because I feel like that's what X would have wanted. Not in me personally, but in everyone. I feel like X would have wanted people to take his death and take his art, his current art, and get better from that. As much as his death is gonna affect us, as much as it's gonna affect everyone, I feel like he would have wanted people to not mourn his death, which of course people are gonna do anyway. I'm not saying you can't do that. I'm definitely gonna do that, but afterwards, he's gonna want people to move on and get better with his music. If you feel depressed, he's gonna want you to get help. He's gonna want you to just get better, you know? I keep saying it, but that's the truth. He's just gonna want his fans to feel safe, to feel happy. One of the most impactful moments that really almost got to me was seeing Ski Master Slump God, go live and fucking crying. If you guys don't know Ski Master Slump God, that is like X's brother. They're not biological brothers, of course, but they were fucking close. They came up in the rap game together. They had beef for a little bit, but then at the end of the day, you know, they had settled their differences very recently. And Ski even talked about possibly making music with X in the future. And it's sad. It's sad that X had to go. And it's sad that Ski has to go through this. It's sad that X's family has to go through this. Everyone close to him. Rest in peace, man. My thoughts are with X's family, with everyone around him. My thoughts are with all the others who are affected by his death, all his fans. But yeah, I'm fucked up. You can't see it now, but I'm really fucked up. Rest in peace, X, man. Rest in peace, X.